Museveni directs UPDF on poverty eradication as the Senate in the US saves President Trump from impeachment. A very good evening and welcome to News Tonight. It's me, Michael Jordan Lukomwa, with Muhammad Mugalu on the sign language interpretation. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda Armed Forces, has advised the Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF, to uphold and maintain the discipline and the good relationship that the army has cultivated with the citizens. Accompanied by First Lady Janet Museveni and Minister of Education and Sports, the President was speaking during the 39th TAREHE SITA celebrations at Butalangu Grounds in Nakaseke District. During the celebrations, Museveni awarded medals to a number of outstanding UPDF officers and civilians in appreciation for their services for serving the country. The awards were in the categories of the Ruwero Triangle Golden Jubilee and the Nalubale Medal Awards. Keynote awardee of the ceremony was First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, who received the Nalubale Civilian Award Medal on behalf of the late John Wycliffe Kazora.
We are now celebrating 39 years of the new effort to get the country out of bad leadership. We are not new people here. We have lived here for millions of years. For much of that time, we had the problem of bad leadership. Leaders who are against the people. However, as usual, when you put milk in a container and you leave it there, flies can come and fall in. Banyankwele call that octocora. The milk, the porridge, the food can be contaminated if it's not well covered. So the UPDF must always fight against contamination. So therefore, UPDF is a clean force, but it must guard against contamination. All good things can be contaminated. Now, because of that, because of the goodness, you have seen that we have been able to guarantee peace for a long time now. So therefore, the theme of this year, consolidating the relationship between the army and the people, is a good theme. I congratulate you on it.
Beautiful sounds of the UPDF brass band there. Relatedly, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has warned the Uganda People's Defense Forces that has the capability to crack on anybody who destabilizes Uganda. As Philip Aguta reports, Museveni was speaking during the UPDF 39 TAREHE SITA celebrations at Butalangu in Nakaseke district.
Thousands of people across the country flocked to Butalangu grounds in the central district of Nakaseke to mark the 39th anniversary of the 6th of February, commonly known as TAREHE SITA. It's a commemoration of the day NRA attacked Kabamba barracks that started the 1981 war. The Commander-in-Chief, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, arrived and inspected the Guard of Honor. Then, a parade by men and women in uniform made the celebrations colorful. The renewal of UPDF's allegiance to the people of Uganda was also exciting. During the celebrations, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni says no one is going to destabilize Uganda with the capability Uganda People's Defense Forces has built.
So therefore, UPDF is a clean force, but it must guard against contamination. All good things can be contaminated. Now, because of that, because of the goodness, you have seen that we have been able to guarantee peace for a long time now. And as the CDF said, we are going to maintain the guardian of peace. Nobody will disturb our peace. So therefore, the theme of this year, consolidating the relationship between the army and the people, is a good theme. I congratulate you on it.
He, however, tasked the force to help empower civilians to eradicate poverty.
Later on, I realized that the UPDF may need to do more. When I was here, this very place, in 2013, people again were talking about poverty in the rural area. Then I said, but why do you keep talking of poverty when the government has been sending you programs to get you out of poverty? I realized that the civilian sectors like NADS, which we were using, had some issues of connecting with the people.
The Chief of Defense Forces, David Moozi, urged the citizens to take advantage of peace and stability that UPDF has ushered in the country to develop themselves.
My pledge therefore this year, Your Excellency, and all distinguished guests, is that as UPDF, we need to be more innovative and pronounced in the area of production for economic development. For the population, mine and the UPDF's appeal is that we should exploit this enabling environment and the abundant opportunities available to improve their wealth through the many potential gainful activities in industry, in IT, in the services sector, in tourism, in the thriving arts industry, in agriculture and innovation, to mention but a few.
At the celebrations, 146 UPDF officers and civilians were decorated with medals for their dedicated service and contributions to the country's development.
There is always time for everything, time to fight and time to celebrate. Just like in 1981, 41 men led by President Museveni with 27 guns attacked Kabamba barracks and fought. For the thousands of people who gathered here at Nakaseke today, it was time to celebrate the gains of 1981 fight. For UBC TV News, I am Philip Aguta in Nakaseke district.
Now, as the main celebrations of TAREHE SITA took place in Nakaseke here in Kampala, officers of the UPDF celebrated with civilians at Mbuya Barracks where Ivan Kahwa was.
UPDF in Mbuya has held its 39th TAREHE SITA anniversary celebration at the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs in Kampala. UPDF marked the climax of its civil-military activities with a march around Nakawa Division and later convened in Mbuya Barracks.
So we went from here to Gorobi, Nakawa and back to say thank you to the civilians who have supported us all along.
At the congregation, locals commended UPDF for exhibiting high level of discipline. Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Simbwa urged the army to emulate good principles while dealing with civilians.
We need to maintain, askari ya UPDF, let us maintain our discipline, good discipline. Tuone kwamba tunaendesha vizuri nchi yetu, tunatembea nao wananchi. Wananchi ndio kazi yetu kuona kwamba tunawalinda na mali yao na vitu yao. Usipigane na mwananchi. Ndio tunapendwa na wananchi.
This day is considered the birth of the National Resistance Army Liberation Struggle, where the first bullet to attack Kabamba was fired. It is now 39 years down the road, and the consistency of the fruits yielded from the struggle is key in ensuring peace and freedom is achieved.
So we must all be together, we, the spear of the nation, and all patriots, to make sure that we prevent, counter the efforts of the bad people. Hence, consolidating the gains of the revolution.
The main celebrations were marked in Ivutalango grounds in Nakaseke district, with people in various disciplines awarded medals for their contribution towards development in Uganda. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News, at Mbuya Barracks.
TAREHE SITA Celebrations 2020. We congratulate the UPDF. Meanwhile, President Museveni has emphasized the need for the country to promote unity and the spirit of Pan-Africanism if the region is to attain socio-economic transformation. He was addressing senior and junior officers of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Uganda Police and the Uganda Prison Services, who have been undergoing 3 months advanced joint political education and leadership development course at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi district and at the Oliver Tambo Military Training Institute Kawaweta in Nakaseke district. The lecture was at State House Entebbe.
President Museveni has emphasized the importance of global influence, adding that there is need to use technology to benefit all people. The president was addressing senior and junior officers of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Uganda Police, and Uganda Prison Services, who have been undergoing a 3 months advanced joint political education and leadership development course at the National Leadership Institute, Chankwanzi, and at Oliver Tambo Military Training Institute, Kaweweta in Nakaseke district. He took the over 200 officers through the history of the origin of man, the historical process of development of society and its organization, as well as history, geography, and economic potential of Uganda on top of elements of socio-economic transformation.
Those people who tell you about tribes, those who tell you about religious groups, are your enemies. Because if you are a Mnyankore and you are producing milk, the Mnyankore will not help you. Because this Mnyankore is producing milk, the neighbor is also producing milk. This one, A cannot buy from B, B cannot buy from A, because they are producing the same product. So the only one who can help you are the other people who are not producing what you are producing. If you are a friend of the Banyankore, you should be promoting the unity of Uganda, so that the other people who don't produce milk buy their milk. But even Uganda is not enough. You need to promote the spirit of East Africanness, so that the other Africans can buy their milk. Now what you say about milk is the same for bananas, is the same for maize, is the same for whatever we are producing.
He told the students that Africa needs to wake up, work hard, and catch up with the rest of the world, adding that the African continent has lagged behind in development because it missed taking part in the earlier revolutions of shifting from using manual labor to using machine labor for mass production. He therefore stressed that Africa must metamorphose socially to attain transformation. He pointed out the numerous measures that the NRM government has put in place with a view of catching up with the rest of the world. He pointed out that some of the measures include agricultural services, mass education, liberation, and military-industrial power, among others. The director of the Chankwanzi-based National Leadership Institute, Brigadier Kasura David Chomukama, saluted the president for the support to the institution as far as infrastructural development is concerned. He said the officers were given enough knowledge about Uganda and can now be good ambassadors of socio-economic transformation. Priscilla Namara reporting.
General Jim Muhwezi and wife Susan held a traditional giveaway ceremony at their home in Rukonjiri for their first daughter Samantha Barungi Muhwezi to her fiancé Justin Kasami, son to the late Chris Kasami, the former permanent secretary to the Treasury. Janet Museveni, chief guest, congratulated the Muhwezis and the Kasamis and mostly thanked God for having used them to bring the two wonderful children into the world and for enabling them to parent them up to this wonderful day. She applauded Susan Muhwezi, mother to the bride, for knowing God and accepting Jesus as her personal savior. She advised Samantha to always know that God who brought her to this beautiful day and gave her the man she loves. Susan Muhwezi and General Jim Muhwezi thanked their daughter and wished her a happy marriage. In his sermon, Bishop Benon Majezi of North Chigezi Diocese appealed to the lovers to always put God at the center of their lives. The function was graced by First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, the Nawageka of Buganda, Her Royal Highness Sylvia Najinda, wife to Prime Minister Jocelyn Rugunda, first daughters Natasha Karujire, top government officials, businessmen, politicians, church leaders and friends and relatives from all over Uganda and abroad. Yes, we wish the bride and the groom the best. And at this point, we're taking a very short break. On return, we have more. Please keep it with us.
ones who dream are the ones who own the future. What's your next dream? Let's create it together.
That's my little angel Rose. Together with millions of other children, my daughter Rose is assured of learning something new every day. Moses, my husband, just like many other commercial farmers, has his business supported so he can provide for us. When my other little one was on the way, even with my pregnancy complications, it was a quick, smooth ride to Mulago Specialized Women and Neonatal Hospital. Also, my new baby was able to make it through his first days with the help of specialized equipment thanks to the reliable electricity which has also been extended throughout the country. All this and more has been made possible because of you.
Join us and together let's do more for our country. Get your free tin at www.ura.go.ug.
Thank you for paying your taxes.
Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.
Hi, I'm DJ Drogba. On average, almost 250,000 people die on the road in Africa each year. As a proud African, this breaks my heart knowing that so many deaths could have been avoided. So when you're on the roads, follow these safe steps and help save lives. Make sure you stick to speed limits. They're there to protect you and others. Slow down at high-risk areas like junctions, sharp turns, and before traffic lights. And watch out for pedestrians, cyclists, and animals. To avoid collisions, keep a safe distance and remember the 3-second rule. Pick out an object and count to 3. If you've passed the object before the count of 3, you're far too close. So when you're on the roads, follow these safe steps and help save lives. We all have a role to play in road safety. Together, let's make Africa's road safer.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, welcome to our business segment. And there, Uganda Revenue Authority has released the revenue performance in the first half of 2019-20 financial year. URA Commissioner General Doris Akol says that the increasing trend of import substitution has caused a shift in consumer behavior with preference to locally manufactured goods. We have details to this.
Tax body Uganda Revenue Authority during the period July to December 2019 collected net revenue of Uganda shillings 9,042 billion and a posted growth in revenue of 11% in comparison to the same period in the financial year 2018-2019.
In real terms, this reflects a growth in revenue of just under 1 trillion, actually Uganda shillings 907.05 billion in 6 months. If you compare the period last year and this year, we have added an extra 907.05 billion shillings to the treasury.
The revenue targets for this period were based on macroeconomic assumptions, administrative and policy measures. Delayed implementation of the planned policy and administrative measures affected domestic tax collections, leading to underperformance in value-added tax.
We have witnessed underperformance in VAT, attributed to a lower than expected outturn of 92 billion, arising on phone talk time, 38.27 billion arising on sugar, 28.62 billion arising on beer, and 41.3 billion from the wholesale and retail trade, which have performed lower than expected.
As the 2021 elections period nears, the Commissioner General has also advised those intending to run for any political office to consult with URA for tax compliance records.
And I would like to emphasize that before someone is allowed to run for political office, they will require a tax clearance certificate. The Electoral Commission is enforcing that aspect, and I would appeal to all those that have political ambitions, who see themselves running for political office in the impending elections, to come and streamline their tax affairs and make sure that they are able to get tax clearance certificates.
The revenue target for the second half of financial year 2019-2020 is Uganda shillings 10,484 billion. During the second half, Uganda Revenue Authority will create a modernized call center, improve service delivery, and enhance exchange of information, open market and digitalization. Penina Nawera, UBC News.
Speaking sport, Uganda will host this year's Global Goals World Cup East African chapter. The games are set for the 8th of March at StarTime Stadium in Lugogo. East African countries will send in teams to a total of 28 to compete in football with the aim of publicizing the 17 SDGs. The Africa Sports Foundation is behind the event together with the Federation of Football Associations in Uganda, FUFA. Yes, with that, we come to the end of what we had for you this time round. Let's go prepare for 10 p.m. Just keep watching UBC TV and our next program. For now, let's leave you with the weather forecast. My name is Michael Jeda Lukoma with Muhammad Mugalu and the whole team. Let's get back to you at 10 p.m. For now, bye-bye.
Brought to you by NEMA, ensuring sustainable development.
Good evening. Welcome once again to yet another edition of the Weather Report. I'm Alituela Juliet from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Wet activities are going on in different parts of our country, and by 9 a.m. this morning we received a rainfall report from some stations we have across the country. Lira reported the highest of 49.6, Tororo reported 36.4, Soroti 27.7, Kalengere 27.1, Razmbara reported 23.1 millimeters. From the satellite image taken over Africa, it can clearly show that we have high pressure center over Indian Ocean, which is blowing in moist winds towards our country, and also the push from Congo forests. They are still contributing to the wet activities in different parts of our country. Tomorrow morning we are expecting rains for areas near the lake and in the lake. Elsewhere we are expecting sunny intervals. Later in the day we are expecting thunder showers for most areas in the southern sector of our country. Elsewhere we shall have sunny intervals. This is a mixture of clouds and sunshine. The maximum temperatures will go up to 29 degrees centigrade for the northern sector. Around the lake we are expecting a maximum of 26 to 27 degrees centigrade. For our capital city in particular we are expecting 26 degrees centigrade, and for Kabale Highlands a maximum of 23 is expected. If you intend to go far away from Uganda, we are expecting sunny conditions for Dubai, Paris and London at a maximum of 25 in Dubai. Mombasa, we are expecting sunny intervals at a maximum of 32 degrees centigrade, whereas Kigali, cloudy conditions are expected. Thank you for keeping us company. From me, Alitubela Juliet, and my graphics person, Bulia Victoria. Thank you for watching UBC. Have a good night.
Brought to you by NEMA, ensuring sustainable development.
Following Uganda's independence in 1962, the country has been transitioning through several armies, many of which had questionable conduct,